Alright, this is part 3. My complaint against State of Florida licensed medical doctor Ara Deukmedjian. To see and hear the details of my situation, you can go to YouTube channel My Medical Nightmare. I received this letter from the Florida Department of Health in response to my complaint. Dr. Deukmedjian and the Duke Spine Institute, they offer a free MRI image review. And I sent in some scans that I had done to get this doctor's opinion on my injury. And the problem here is very simple. I have injuries that appear in those images. The doctor, as you can hear in the recorded phone call up on my YouTube channel, he told me that there were no injuries present. A couple seconds later, he flip-flopped and told me he would not address that area. And then just before he hung up on me, he repeated the words neurologist, neurologist. So I have no idea of what this doctor was trying to tell me. This is not professional. He also asked me what was in the original radiologist review of those scans. I was misdiagnosed by those doctors, and I was told that I had no injuries appear in those images. The Florida Department of Health sent me this response dated February 14th. Brian Fleck, government analyst. And it says here, we have determined from our review that we can take no further action because the healthcare provider has not violated any laws or rules regulating this profession. And I beg to differ. At the bottom of this letter, it reads, if you have any questions, please call the Consumer Services Unit, and they list their phone number. And I did this because I have some very serious questions about this determination. Following my introduction, I will play the recording of that phone call. I had some problems dealing with the state of Florida when I filed a previous complaint against another Florida doctor who also offered a free MRI review. This investigation, it got hung up. They would not look into my complaint. I called the state of Florida Department of Health and spoke with the investigator involved, and he tried to talk over me. We got into a bit of an argument. You can hear that call up there on YouTube. And I believe that now I may be a victim of some type of discrimination. I'm being denied due process now. And this is a very serious matter. At the same time, I think the Florida Department of Health is neglecting their duty. Because if you take a look at the facts and the evidence in my case, you will see that there are merits and my complaints were warranted. So when I called the Florida Department of Health on the afternoon of Friday, March 3rd, I got the voicemail of this investigator. And I am doing this video on March the 12th, Sunday. I have not received a return call from the Florida Department of Health or investigator Brian Fleck in over a 1 week's time. So it looks like the Florida Department of Health, they do not return phone calls. This just adds more suspicious behavior to what I face as a patient going to medical doctors and hospitals and being a victim of a very serious medical misdiagnosis. I almost died from the injuries that I had. Now it looks like the parties involved who bear responsibility and should be looked to as some type of authority, they're now neglecting their duties as well.
you for calling the Florida Department of Health, Medical Quality Assurance, Consumer Services, and Compliance Management Unit. Consumer Services investigates complaints against healthcare practitioners, regulates unlicensed activity, and monitors practitioner compliance with final orders.
Afternoon, Department of Health.
Yes, ma'am. I filed a complaint with the Florida Department of Health. I was wanting to ask some questions about my complaint.
Okay, let me get you over to your investigator.
Hey, you've called the Florida Department of Health. You've reached the desk of Brian Fleck. Unfortunately, I'm not at my desk at this point. Please leave your complaint number or your reference number, followed by your contact information, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you.
Record your message after.
I had some questions regarding the disposition and the investigation of my case, please.